instead for what could be a classic final here.
Yeah, I think all the talk's been about Judd and obviously how well he's played and his flamboyant style, but that's all the motivation someone like Mark Allen needs. Everyone talking up Judd's game. He'll just go about his business. He's been in the top 16 now for a few years now, so he's an established top player. He's got the right to be there.
Well, that cue ball's close to the corner pocket. Now it's stayed in the jaws. It's become a pretty good safety shot, although Judd having a look to see if there's a possible plant. Well, those two reds may be in line. That's what he's having a look at. I don't know whether one cleanly goes on to the other, and the problem is if they're very close together, if you hit the right hand side of the first one, it will push the other one to the left. I'm not certain this will go in. Well, it did. He's found some plants. I bet he's made more plants than anyone in the tournament this week. And he's just about on the yellow. Right, when Mark Allen rattled in the jaws and stayed near the baulk cushion, you thought, well, that's got Judd in trouble, but well spotted with the plant.
4.
I can't remember if that plant was there before Mark played the safety, so maybe a little bit careless not to look for that.
Yeah, fair comment.
10.
I think the red he played safe off Mark Allen didn't go into the cluster, so let's have a look. Those two reds just below the pink, no, they weren't made. Mind you, if he'd have played the safety shot correctly, he may have thought he was covering the main bunch of reds, but that's why you've always got to have a look at the pack of reds. You never know what might be there, whether you're looking for a plant or a safety, or whether you're looking that you don't leave anything for your opponent. Oh, has he overrun this? He has. Unless he plays another plant,
16.
and this one isn't a certainty by any means. You can only commentate, Stephen, on what you've seen, you know.
You might think of playing this and bring the white off the cushion behind the black to maybe try and cover the pocket, but this is nuts.
Joe Trump, 16.
Well, I couldn't think of any other player in the game that would play it, but I said during the week I'm never going to criticise his shot choice, because at the end of the day it's his decision, not mine.
You can't criticise anyone that's in the final of the UK Championship and who's been in the final of the world. It's the way they play. He was fortunate not to leave Mark anything easier than that. That was a great shot.
1.
Played that nicely.
8.
Now there are a couple of loose reds, but there may be value in trying to leave an angle on the black here to go into them.
9.
Still could possibly, well, he won't be going into them now. He may have a slight angle, but it's one of them when you're having to force the cue ball and you don't get the pace that you need.
Yeah, didn't get enough check side on the white there to leave the white low in the black.
He'll settle for that. I've never been a great fan of that shot. Because if you catch him
16.
too full, you can just nestle into the reds, but he caught the top half, and of course the pink helped to keep the cue ball at this end.
17.
And he's judged that pot and cannon off the second red absolutely exquisitely and perfect on the blue. There's a mid-session interval after this frame. There's a very good chance Mark Allen, after losing the first frame, could be 3-1 in front.
22.
If he chooses to follow through this red and finish low in the black, he can use the 3 reds that are together as a cannon for the right to the red to the right corner.
23.
Consequently, he can play the same shot. He can play the black, run the white off the cushion, holding the 3 reds. There's a red near the pink spot that also goes to the right corner.
Just looking at that pot success. Mark Allen started this. Oh, well, would you believe it? If he catches the join of the 2 reds, he's going to be on it.
30.
Questionable, I think Stephen maybe should have played it a bit more pace than that. Because if you play at that pace and you just don't catch the red right, the cue ball goes nowhere.
It was in. He's going round to play the pink.
Touching ball.
Yeah, it was a shame because he looked in prime position. It was close, but of course playing at that pace, if it rattled and got close, it was going to stay there. Oh, is he going to be on a colour?
1.
He'll be disappointed he's not on a colour, but no option here. We just play a little touch up behind the yellow. But at least he's back in this frame. There must have been a time when he was in his chair thinking he wouldn't get back to the table with a winning chance. You would think the ideal red to try and hit or nestle on is the one closest to the top cushion, but I don't think the one cushion escapes there because he's so close to the yellow. And well, if you start using 2 or 3 cushions, then it makes it that much more difficult to be precise. I think if he could get a 1 cushion escape to the red near the top cushion, he'd have played it by now. So it begs the question, what is the alternative?
I think the only other shot I can see, although it's very difficult, is to come off 1 cushion and land on the 2 reds that are together. But that's very, very difficult. That's the only other safe place I can see.
And this has got to be absolutely perfect, line and length. Well, he got
Didn't
the
spot
line.
that one.
Well, it was the old hit and hope, wasn't it? It was the old hit and hope.
1.
The only positive thing where Mark Allen's concerned is knocked a red in the right hand cushion. But we know Judd is pretty good right-handed as well, so won't pose as much of a problem as playing it with the rest.
8. 9.
That black
16.
takes Judd 3 points in front.
17.
So he's going to need the 4 remaining reds. So it's not a straightforward run to the winning line in this frame.
24.
11 points to lead.
We'd like to have played for the pink of this red because obviously it's easy to get in the 2 reds on the right hand side, but I think he's a bit straight for that. I think that's what he's trying.